right over here. The arm.
Yashala. For the nation, yeah. Well, put the computer up there with you. Put the computer up there with you. Put your man from there. All right, so then why don't you just go ahead and set it up and you go live. And then come up to the podium and then we're going to survive so somebody check it. That's what we're going to do. All right, so imagine, upon your go down, rise and face these, all right? Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Avanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shabkat. Yahweh. Malak Wakah. Naba'ah. Bertazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arakasa. Kawah. Hayah. Bashemayim. Nadonanaw. Lakum. Kol. Yawam. Wasalakinaw. Kabawakinaw. Kasalakinaw. Kabawakinaw. Wala'ah. Tabi'ainaw. When to say one, the ball, Abashino, Bayan, Rod, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wathapara, La'alumyam, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be. This is Hakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Babakashah, the thunder now, Hakat, La'apa'ah, Kal Makalah, Kal Marawah, Hakat, Latahar, Amatazariah, Hakat, Lahakia, Lamathia, Hakat, Harakawah, Hatama'ala, Lagarasham, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Luwaraman, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it. This is blessed Israel in the Hebrew. This is Psalms 121. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hahaya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Ashah, Shemayim, Baratazah, Ayathan, Lamawat, Begalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Anab, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shavamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Gad, Yamyankah, Yabamam, Hashamash, La'ayakah, La'ah, Yaka'akah, Wayarah, Balaliyallah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Kol Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wa'akah, Ma'izah, La'ai, Awalah. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'ala shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade. Upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore. Psalm 83. This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayat, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Thakarash, Al-Thashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Awayabyaka, Yahamayawan, Wamashanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'aryamwa, Sawad, Wayadaya'al Tazawad, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Makawa, Wanakakida, Magaya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'al, Iwad, Kaya, Nama'al Tazawad, La, Yakadwa, Al-Yakad, Barya, Yakarathwa, Aholia, Adamwa, Wayashama'aliya, Mawa'aba, Mahagaria, Mabal, Ma'amawan, Ma'amalak, Walashah,
I'm Yeshua.
I'm Yeshua.
Because of war.
Because of war.
Yom Ashawar.
Yom Ashawar.
Lalawar.
Lalawar.
Aimam.
Aimam.
Hayawar.
Hayawar.
Zarawar.
Zarawar.
Abanyalawat.
Abanyalawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kamanya.
Kamanya.
Kasayasara'ah.
Kasayasara'ah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Wanakal.
Wanakal.
Wayashwan.
Wayashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashimadwa.
Bayanda Ara.
Bayanda Ara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Ladama.
Ladama.
Sayathamwa.
Sayathamwa.
Nadayapnawa.
Nadayapnawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Because of Abba.
Because of Abba.
Because of Ba.
Because of Ba.
Call Tazamanai.
Because of Zalmanai.
Because of Zalmanai.
Because of Zalmanai.
Call Nasaya Kamwa.
Kal Nasaya Kamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayara'ash. Nayarashah.
Nayarashah.
Nanawa.
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 Nawa.
Alahayam.
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 Sayathamwa.
Sayathamwa.
Kagagala.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
The Punya Rakab.
The Punya Rakab.
The Ash.
Ash.
The Ba'ira Ya'ira.
Ba'ira Ya'ira.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Aryam.
Aryam.
Come.
Come.
The Radakma.
The Radakma.
Rasa Irika.
Rasa Irika.
Wasapatka.
Wama Sawapatka.
The Bahaliam.
The Bahalam.
The Bahalam.
The Bahalam.
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Walawan.
Walawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahaw.
Yahaw.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabahalwa.
Wayabahalwa.
Aya'ai.
Aya'ai.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakuparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayada'aiwa.
Wayada'aiwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahaw.
Yahaw.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Akal.
Al.
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 Rakazan.
So how many feet? English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O
Be
Yahweh.
not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
thy
thy enemies make a tumult.
enemies make a turmoil.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the
have
head.
lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people
And consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come, let us cut them
let
off
us cut them off
from being the
from
nation,
being the nation.
that the name of
That
Israel
the name of Israel
may be no more in
may
remembrance.
be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one
with
consent.
one
They
consent.
are confederate against
They
thee.
have confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
Moab,
and Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
the Baal,
the Baal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
which inhabitants of
the
Tyre.
inhabitants of
Asher
Tyre.
also is joined with them.
Asher is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They
Lot.
have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto
as
them
unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabez,
as to
at the
Jabez,
brook of
at the
Kishon,
brook of
which
Kishon,
perished at Endor.
which perished at
They
Endor.
became as dung for the
They
earth.
became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like a
and
red,
like
and
Zeb,
like Zaed.
yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Abba,
as Abba,
and as Almuna,
and as Amunah,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of the Most High in possession,
the houses of the Most High
all
possession,
my power,
all my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a
as a
wheel,
stubble before the
and
wind,
as a stumble before the
as the
wind,
fire burneth in wood,
as the fire burning from
and as
wood,
the flame setteth the mountains on
and
fire.
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute
with
them
thy
with
tempest,
thy tempest,
and make them
and
afraid
make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that they
shame,
may seek thy
that
name.
they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded,
let them be
in
confounded,
trouble forever.
in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame,
let them be put to
and
shame,
perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone,
whose name
is
alone
Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
of the Most High,
of the Most High,
over all
the earth,
So please.
so big. This is blessings for the power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
wa Yahweh Shah,
Yahweh Shai,
wa Yaka Allah,
Yahweh Yakara,
wa Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Batazbi Yah,
Baptize of your eye,
Alawak Yahweh, Alawak,
Alawak,
Asaranya,
Asaranya,
Akwatazayanya,
Hakmatazayanya,
Akalayayanya,
Hachayoyam,
Wahakwakian,
Mahakalakia,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahweh,
Shem Yahushai,
Yahweh,
Waraman. Bless you, Yahweh,
bless you Yahweh,
and Yahweh
and
Shai,
Yahweh Shah,
and Yakana,
and Yaka Allah,
and the
and the
angels,
angels,
commanding General Hana,
Commander General Yahweh,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
troopers,
and the sisters,
and the sisters,
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the name of
Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
So, turn the sharpness into the sea. Right? So, right. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yeshua B'Tam, Yahweh Shema Al-Tam, Al-Shem, Yahweh Shai. Okay, we're going to go into the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. We're reading from the Hebrew, and then we'll read back the English, okay? We'll go into a little bit. But if you didn't know, this is the last day this year of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What is unleavened bread? Here we go, okay? Take a piece of that. One piece. You already had it anyway. Okay? But we're required by the law of the Most High to eat 7 days unleavened bread. From the first day, which is the Holy Convocation, to the last day, which is another Holy Convocation, right? And we do this throughout our generations. We're going to go into a little bit of why we do it, right? But first, we're going to go into the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, if you will, in the Hebrew.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. Vayadabar, Yahweh, Olive, Mashah, Lamar. Verse 2. Debar, Olive, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Maraf, Alaham, Mawa'idya, Yahweh, Ashar, the Quara, the Quara Wa, a thumb, Makora I, Makora Ayah, Kadash, Allaham, Allah, Mawa idea, verse 3. Shashak, Yum Yum, Aisha, Malaka, Waba Yawam, Asha Baya Ayah, Shabbat, Shabbathman, Makorah, Kadash, Kala, Malaka, La'ah, the Iswa, Shabbat, Awa'ah, La Yahweh, Makal, Mawa Shabbat Yakam. Verse 4. Allah. Mawa idea. Yahweh. Makoraya. Kadash. Ashar. The Quara Wa. A thumb. Verse 5. Bakadash. Harashawan. Ba'ai. Aishar. Lakadash. Bayan. Ira Bayam. Isupk Bmore through 6. Kamash Aishar Yawam Lakadash unto Hazar Kag Hamatazawath Layahawa Shaba'aith Yum Matazawath the Akalwa verse 7 Layawam Ira Shawan Makwara Kadash Yahaya Bakam Kal Mala'akah Ibadah La'ah the Ashwa. This is it.
You will read from the English.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1 through 7 in the English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do...
Finish that line first.
Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Which means for you good old Christians that every Saturday, right, from Friday night to Saturday night, is the Sabbath of rest. Meaning, this is the day when the Lord telling the rich of Israel who have businesses and hire Israelites, right? It's supposed to be telling to your boss that on this day, no work should be done for money. You know what I'm saying? No work should be done. You're supposed to give your servants rest on that day. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be greedy or not like that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to consider that the Lord took a rest when he did his work. Yes or no? Right? He took a rest. But guess what? The Lord remembered what it's like to work hard. And he want his people to take that rest. You know what I'm saying? In this setup, our slave master, right? Our oppressor, he don't care about the children of the Lord. He make you work all the time. Now, I recommend that if you could take off on every high holy day, every Sabbath, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to strive to do. You ain't supposed to be out there trying to earn those dollars like that. You know what I'm saying? But we in captivity, so at times, you might be out in Chicago. We pray to the Lord that he deal with that boss of yours in such a way that he don't remember what I best let take this man or this woman to go serve her God.
If I could, sir, go ahead. And this is the Lord giving us pretty much like, we celebrate the so-called white man, our oppressor. We celebrate his holidays, and on Thanksgiving we say this is the only time that family can get together. The Lord makes it so that every week our family can get together when we serve him. The Lord understands the need for family to be together, and he gives us this break every single week. You understand? Unlike the so-called white man who gives us a day out the year and tell us that we should observe and follow him. You understand? Our oppressor, so like, okay, verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which you shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5. And the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread.
Good. And that's what we did for the 24th of April, right? We celebrated the Lord's Passover. You know what I'm saying? We do this continually every year. This year was the 52nd annual, right? Lord's Passover. We celebrated the Lord helping his people come out of Egypt by way of destroying our oppressor at the time, who were the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Those Africans, right, who are called Egyptians. We were captives to them. We were their essential workers who hated us the same way our oppressors today in this American empire hate us. You know what I'm saying? So we do this, and we do this because of what the Lord said to do it. It's the law. Leviticus 23rd chapter, right? Another thing is also to remember what the Lord did for us, because in order for a people to get saved, in this case Israel, another nation got to die. Another nation got to get destroyed. Another nation got to lose power, just like the Egyptians. Keep going.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
You what?
Ye must eat unleavened
One
bread.
more time.
Ye must eat unleavened bread. Ye must eat unleavened bread.
Perhaps I should.
Ye must eat unleavened bread.
N-U-S-T.
Ye must.
Eat unleavened bread. If you could hold that right there, go to Exodus 12 chapter. And I want you to start at the... Go real quick into this. We want to start, okay, the whole event you can read yourself, but I want you to read from, if I could, you move down to, read verse 11 right there real quick.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 11.
Read 10.
Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
We'll go to 8 slide.
Exodus 12, verse 8.
And let me give you background, right? The Lord came and told Moses to tell the children of Israel to go get a lamb or a goat, right? Of the first year without blemish, meaning without defects, right? So that way, each household can take this lamb, right? Take the blood out, and take the blood and use a hyssop to put it on the post of the door, and what we call today the header of the door, okay? So that way, the death angel can pass over this household, right? If the family was small, then you take that lamb with the family next door, right? And you count everybody, and that lamb you shared it with your neighbor, okay? Everybody was required to do that, plus also continue. Read it from the top.
Exodus 12, Exodus chapter 12, verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire.
Roast with what?
Roast with fire.
You hear what the Lord say? You're supposed to take it and roast it with fire. We know that today we can throw it on the grill. Put some charcoal, roast everything with fire. You know what I'm saying? Smoke it, you know what I'm saying? With fire. Keep going.
And unleavened bread.
What?
And unleavened bread.
One more time.
And unleavened bread.
Right? So even though the next day after Passover starts the feast of unleavened bread, we actually started doing Passover night. There's a reason why. We're going to get to it.
And with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Now, if you could, drop down to the 12th, to the 11th verse.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste.
In what?
In haste.
In what?
In haste.
In haste. So we were to take this lamb and the unleavened bread and eat it in haste. There was a reason for that as well. Let's drop down to, I'll tell you right now, give me a second. We'll read the ending of 11 when I find what I need to read.
Oh, God. shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Now read verse 12.
Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment.
You see what the Lord did? When he say execute judgment, he means execute punishment. That's what judgment means. Your punishment. You know what I'm saying? The Lord went and slaughtered everything that was the firstborn. Whether it was man, whether it was a cockroach, a fly, a cow, a lizard, whatever it was, right? Everything and anything that was that firstborn, gone, died that night. You know what I'm saying? Israel, the Lord passed over them because they did what he said to do, which is take the blood and put on the post and on the header, right? That's what they did, right? So they followed through, or not even of them. If they didn't follow through, guess what was going to happen to them? Firstborn of them would die as well. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. Verse 15. 7 days shall you eat.
That's important to understand. You shall keep it, right, by an ordinance. What is an ordinance? An order, otherwise known as a commandment. That's what the word commandment means. An order, forever, right? And this shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by ordinance forever. Keep going.
Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away the leaven out of your houses.
Meaning this, from the very first day, right, which is right after Passover, hey, even before Passover, even let's be right with the whole thing. Even before the Passover event starts, before you fly out to gather among Israel to celebrate the Passover, you make sure you get rid of everything that's leavened in your house.
Right.
Meaning baking powder, yeast, any sodium bicarbonate baking powder, baking soda, toothpaste with baking powder, anything that would make bread or dough rise. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get simple. But beer has beer's fermented as well. Why? Yeah, there's a difference. What makes bread rise is the yeast that's alive, the leaven that's alive. In wine, can I see that bottle of wine there? It's dead here. Therefore, it makes it lawful. Just like beer. If you were to pour this or beer into dough, it won't rise. You know what I'm saying? But if you take yeast that's alive, put some water and flour, you're going to see that rise. Okay? Keep going.
For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
What?
That soul shall be cut off from Israel. Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. Verse 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by ordinance forever.
Once again, by an ordinance forever. Right? When first we left down?
Verse 17, sir.
Verse 17. So now what we're going to do is drop down what I need here. If I could, can you read verse 33? Here's the reason why it's unleavened bread. Because a lot of people don't understand that, and I'll explain it. Go ahead.
The fifth, Exodus chapter 12, verse 33. And the Egyptians were urging upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men. Verse 34. And the people took their dough before before it was leavened, their kneading troughs, being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. Verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. Verse 36. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, beside children. Verse 38. And a mixed multitude went also with them, in flocks and herds, even very much cattle. Verse 39. And they baked unleavened.
You can stop right there. 33 said, and the Egyptians were urging upon the people, but meaning after the firstborn of everything died in Egypt, they were like rushing us out of there. Come on, let's go. You gotta get out of here. They was giving us, they was wanting to take everything. You know what I'm saying? They gave us wealth and everything just to have to rush us out. You know what I'm saying? And it says that in verse 34, the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs, right, being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders, right? Okay. So if you want to know, hold on. There was no time to wait till the dough rise. You know what I'm saying? We were, like I was telling you, the Egyptians were urging upon the people. You have to go now, not tomorrow, not later on, but right now. All right? We go back to where he was in the year.
Hey, so like, if I could ask, sir, during the days of unleavened bread and Passover, this represented the slaughter of the Egyptians. You understand? Like, so when people say that we can be spiritual Israelites and we can do all these things together and anyone can keep the Passover, that is absolutely untrue. Because this is a glorious festival for us because it represents us getting our freedom. You understand? But it represents, when we got our freedom, another nation died. People from another nation died. So in order to commemorate the Passover, that's representing our freedom and another nation being killed. So therefore, if that nation was to keep the Passover, how could they? How could they keep the Passover celebrating their people dying? You understand? This Passover is only for the nation of Israel. There's no such thing as spiritual Israel, and everybody cannot keep this Passover. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein. This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Korabathim, Shah, Layahawa, Shaba'ayat, Yam, Bayawam, Baya'aya, Makora'ah, Kadash, Kala, Malakath, Abadah, La'ah, the Aishwa, verse 9. Waya Debar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, La'amar, verse 10. Debar, Al, Manya, Yasha'ala, Wa'amar, Wa'amarath, Alaham, Kaya, Daba Awa, Al, Rakasa, Ashar, Anya, Lathan, it's like Nathan, Lakam, Wakatazarath, it's like Wakatazartham, Yara, it's like Wahaba Atham, Aymar, Ra'ashayah, which has a rock, which has a yard come. Akahun, verse 11. Amar, the Punya, Yahweh, the Ratazan, the Ratazanan, the Ratazan come. Verse 11. The Ratazan come. The Ratazan now come. The Ratazan come. Verse 11. Mama Haraf, Hashabat, Yana Yapanwa, Akahan, verse 12. Shayatham, by a woman, Hanayapkam, Amar, Kabash, Damayom, Bun, Shanathwa, La Yahweh, verse 13. Woman Kathwa, Shanya, Aishar, Asharanyam, Salah, Wala, Bashaman, Ashah, Bayahawa, Rayak, Nayakak, Wana Sakah, Yayan, Rabbi Ya'if, Ahayan, verse 14. Walacham, Wakwalaya, Waka Ramala, Dalakhalwa, Aitazam, Ayawam, Hazah, I have a come out Korabun ala Hayakam Kakwaf I Walam La Dara Thathyakam Call Mushabbathath Mushabbath Yakam. That's it. Leviticus chapter 23, verses 8 through 14 in the English. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7 days are holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 9, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speaking to the children of Israel, and saying to them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Verse 11, and he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12, and you shall offer that day when you wave the sheaf, and heat lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Verse 13, and the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of a hin. Verse 14, and ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
You stopped at 14?
Yeah, verse 15.
I'm going to read 15. Right? Go 15 on down. All right. So Leviticus 23rd chapter and the 15th verse. Wasapatha lakam amachurach Shabbat, Mayuam, Habayakam, Av, Aymar, Abunarupah, Shabbai, Shabbat, Kwak, Samayimach, Sahayana, 16, I, Amakarat, Hashabat, Shabbat, Hasaparwa, Hamashyam, Yawam, Hasaparabdam, Manachah Chadashah La Yahweh. 17. Amawashabatikam, Tamiyawa, Lakam, Tanawapa, Shadyam, Shana, Aisharanyam, Salah, Tanyayana, Chamatzaza, Yana, Baka warrior, so like Baka warrior, like Yahweh 18, Akura with them, Al, Alacham, Shabbat, Kabasha, Tamayim, Banya, Shana, Wapa, Bakwa, Kad, Wa'ala, Wa'ayalam, Shanyam, Yahawa, Ayla, La Yahweh, Wamana Khatham, Wana Sakyaham, Ashar, Yerach, La Yachach, La Yahweh. 19, Wa'aisha Yatham, Sha'ayar, Azayam, Akkad, Lacha, Ta'af, Washanya, Kabashya, Banya, Shana, Lazabak, Shalamya, 20, Wanayak, Hakahan, Atam, Al, Lakam, Habakarya, Wanawapa, Lapanya, Yahweh, Al, Sanya, Kabashya, Kudash, Yahayawa, La Yahweh, La Kahan. 21, Wakorotam, Ma'itazam,
Ayawam, Hazak, Makorak, Wadash, Yahya, Lakam, Kal, Malaka, Ibda, La'at, Aishwa, Kapa, Iwalam, Baka, Mawashabafika, Ladarafika, right there.
We read in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 15 through 21 in the English. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. And they shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19. And ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. Verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. Verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
22:20. Leviticus 23, verse 22. Tazarkam, Av, Patazayar, Ratazakam, La'a, the Kala, Ma'af, Shadak, Makutazarka, Walakwat, Patazayarka, La'a, Walakwat, La'anya, Walakar, Aizab, Adam, Anya, Yahweh, Alahayakam. 23. Wayadaba, Yahweh, Al-Mashal, La'amah. 24. The Baal, Banya, Yasha'ala, La'amah, Bachadasha, Hashabi'aya, Barakad, Lachadash, Yahya, Lakam, Shabbathman, Zakarwan, Wa'ayha, Makora'at, Badash. 23. Hal Malaka, Ivan La'at, Aishwa. 25. Oh, I skipped, my bad. 24. The Baal Banya Yasha'ala, La'amah, Bachadasha, Hashabi'aya, Barakad, Lachadash, Yahya, Lakam, Shabbathman, Zakarwan, Wa'ayha, Makora'at, Wadash. 25. Kamalakat, Ivan La'at, Aishwa, Wa'akuratam, Sham, La'yahawa. 26. Wayadaba, Yahweh, Al-Mashal, La'amah. 27. Akad, Aishwa, Lachadash, Hashabi'aya, Hazak, Yawam, Akapaya, Hawa'ah, Makora'at, Wadash, Yahya, Lakam, Ayyatam, Af, Napashafika, Wahab, Urabda, Asha, Yahweh. 28. Malaka, La'at, Aishwa, Ba'aitizam, Hayawam, Hazak, Kaya, Yawam, Kapar, Hawa'ah, Lakapar, I will love, so like how you come. Lapani Yahweh, Alahayaka.
We have Leviticus chapter 23, verses 22 through 28. And when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Verse 23. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. Verse 26, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 27, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement, and it shall be an holy convocation to you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is the day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
Okay. Leviticus 23 and 29. Kaya kal hanapasha shala aina va'aitizam ayawam hazak wana kavatha ma'aim ya 30 wakal hanapasha shah va'isha kamalaka va'aitizam ayawam hazak waha abadafia on the pash hawa makura aima 31 ka malaka la'af aishwa kakwaf aiwalam la darafika mukama shabafika 32 shabaf hawa lakam wa ain yatam Abashafika, Wafa Shaiha, La Chadash, Ma'irad, Irad, Shabakwa, 33, Wayanabar, Yahweh al Masha, La Amar, 34, the Ba al Banya Yasha'al, La Amar, Bacha, Masha, Aisha, Yawam, La Chadash, Shabbat, Ya'ai, it's like Shabbat, Ya'ai. Like Shabaya Ayya Zakhar Hasa Kawaf Shabai Yam La Yahawa 35 Wayawam Ara Ashwan Makora Kodash Kamala Kat Imadallah Laishawam.
This is Leviticus chapter 23. Verses 29 through 35. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work, it shall be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. Verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. Verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. Verse 35. On the first day shall be in holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein.
I'm going to read 36 to 40. Alright? Shabbat Yam Takora Yahweh Ashala Yahweh Bayuam Hashaba Yanya Makora Kodash Yahya Yakam Wahakurapta Ashala Yahweh Aitizara Awa Kamala Kat Ibadala Aishwa 37. Zabak, wanna sakya, the body, you want, by your woman, so like by your one, 38, Malapad, Shabbat, Yahweh, woman abad, Mala, Salamata, Mata you come, woman abad, Kal, Nadar you come. Wamalabad, Kal, Nada Bafika, Ashar, the third one, La Yahweh, 39, Akar, Bachabashah, Aishar, Yawan, La Chadash, Hashabayaya, Ba'azak, Af, Tabawa Af, Ha'aratazak, Bakagwa, Chab, Yahweh, Shabbat, Yamayam, Bayuam, Ashwa, Shabbat, Wabayuam, Hashamayanya, Shabbat, 40, Wala Fakta, Lakan, Bayuam, Ashwa, Maya, Aitis Hagar, Kapaf, the Maya, why not? Aitis Ba'ai, Wa'ai Rabia, Nachal, Washamakta, Lapanya, Yahweh, Alahayakan, Shaba'ai, Yamayam.
Leviticus chapter 23, verses 36 through 40 in the English. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no servile work therein. Verse 37, these are the feasts of the Lord, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire to the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day. Verse 38, beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Verse 39, also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. Verse 40, and you shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
41, right? 45?
41 through 44, sir.
Oh my God. Okay. Wakhat Abba Chab La Yahweh Shabbat Yamayam Vashana Kwaf Iwala La Dorakika Vachadash Hashamayaya Vachagwa Abba 42 Vasakaf Shabbatwa Shabbat Yamayam Kal Zarak Zarak Vayashala Yeshagwa Vasakat 43 Lama Ain Yedaiwa the Rakika Kaya Vasakawat Hawashabakya Af Wanya Yashala Mahawa Taza Yaya Awadamat Rajaza Matazam Anya Yahweh Alahayaka 44 Wayadabad Masha Af Ma'ayya Yahweh Albanya Yashala.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 41 through 44. And you shall keep the feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Verse 42. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths. Verse 43. Yet your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord. La Yasha'Allah.
Okay. Imagine upon your Budam is rising face to east. Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, B'dash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malach Vakah, Taba'ah.
And Israel, gird up thy loin and prepare to salute the Torah. Jehovah Hashem Yahshai Brak Yah. Now I'm not doing upon you.
This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, B'dash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malach Vakah, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawah, Ayah, Bashemayim, Bathunanaw, Bakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanaw, Kabawakinaw, Kasalakanaw, Kabawakinaw, Wala'ah, Tabi'aynaw, Manasayawon, Kabal, Abashaynaw, Mayel, Bride, Tayel, Bakam, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wathapara, Lawalamya, Aman.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come. Will be done.
Will be done.
In earth
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
We forgive our debts.
We forgive our debts.
Lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
But
deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom.
The power.
And the power.
The glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it.
So be it. The power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua. B'Kishah. The thunder now. The kat. Rafa'ah. Kol Makalah. Kol Madawah. Kat. That's a heart. Hamatazariah. Kat. The Hathiyah. The Wathiyah. The kat. Arakarawa. Atama'ala. The Garishon. By Hashem Yahushua. The Wada Amon. Yahweh.
The name of Yahushua. Please. Give us the power. Power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. Power to cleanse the leper. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. The name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahaya, Ayah, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Baratazah, Ayathon, Amawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shemarka, Anam, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yahishun, Shavamar, Yesha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Al-Yad, Yamyakah, Yawamah, Ashemah, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balala Yalam, Yahweh, Yeshemarka, Yakal Raj, Yeshemar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yeshemar, Teza Afka, Wapawaka, Mayathah, I will
lift up my eyes into the hill.
hills. From whence cometh my help?
My help coming from your house. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Now how is thy keeper? How is thy shade upon thy right hand? The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. This time forth. Even forevermore.
So be. This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Ahayah. Al-Damayalaka. Al-Zakarat.
Karash,
Alpha Shaquat,
Alpha Shabbat,
Al,
Al,
Kayahana,
Yahana,
Awiyabika,
Yabika,
Yahama Yawan,
Muhammad Yawan,
Mama Shanayaka,
Muhammad Shanai,
Nasha'awa,
Nashab,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Aimaka,
Al-Aimaka,
Ya'aryawa,
Yar Yambo,
Yariyamba,
Yar Yambo,
Sawaz,
Wa,
Wayataya Tazawaz,
Yai Tazawa,
Alta Zapa Wanyaka,
Alta Zapawa,
Amara,
Amara,
Gakawa,
Kawa,
Wanakakina,
Takida,
Mugaya,
Goya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yasakar,
Zakar,
Sham Yasha'awa,
Yasha'ai,
Aiwa,
Aiwa,
Kaya,
Ya,
Nawa'ai Tazawaz,
Amai Tazawa,
La,
La,
Yakadwa,
Kadwa,
Al Yakar,
Ayaka,
Marya,
Aya,
Yakarakwa,
Rafa,
Ahalia,
Ahaya,
Adawam,
Adwa,
Wayashima Ali,
Maya Shamali,
Mama Abba,
Mama Abba,
Wagaya,
Gaya,
Ball,
Ball,
Mama One,
One,
Mama La,
Mala,
Kalasha,
Kalasha,
Anya Shabi,
Ayashabi,
There's a war,
War,
Gum Ashawa,
Ashawa,
Alawa,
Alawa,
Aimam,
Imam,
Ayawa,
Iowa,
Zawawad,
Zawawad,
Wanyalawad,
Wanyalawad,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha Laham,
Aishalaham,
Kamadi,
Kamadi,
Kasa Yasa Ra'ah,
Kasa Yasara'a,
Kayabya,
Kayabya,
Manakal,
Makhlaq,
Kwayashma,
Yashua,
Nashimadwa,
Nashimadwa,
Ayanda Ara,
Ayanda,
Ayawa,
Iowa,
Daman,
Daman,
Ayadama,
Dam,
Sayadamba,
Sayadamba,
Nadiyapuma,
Yabwa,
Kara,
Iraq,
Kaza Abba,
Kaza Abba,
Kaza Ba,
Kaza Bak,
Kata Zamanar,
Kaza Zalmana,
Kala Sayakamba,
Kal Nasai Kamba,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Wawa,
Nayarash, Nayarashad,
Rashad,
Nanawa,
Now,
Ah, Nayawa,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
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 Sayadamba,
Sayadamba,
Kagagala,
Gaga,
Wash,
Wash,
Alahayam. So like the Panya Rakab,
upon your cup,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Yaba Ira, Ya Ira,
Kala Ira, Ya Ira,
Kala Haba,
Kala Haba,
Dalahat,
Kala Hat,
Arya,
Young,
Khan,
Khan,
Yaba Datma,
Dak,
Masa Ira,
Masa Ira,
Waba Sapaka,
Mama Sabu Paka,
the Bahali,
Mama Halam,
the Bahalam,
Mama Halam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Wanyaha,
Kola One,
One,
Wayaba Kwashwa,
Wash,
Shimka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
How,
Yabashwa,
Wash,
Wayaba Halwa,
How,
Ayya Ai,
Ayya,
Wayaba Parwa,
Power,
Wayaba Badwa,
Waya Badwa,
Wayaba Iowa,
Waya Iowa,
the Ya, Atha, Shimka, Yahawa, the Badka, Ayyawan, Alkam,
How,
Rakasa.
Rakasa. Keep not thy silence on your house.
Keep not thy silence on
Hold
your
not
house.
thy peace.
Hold not thy
Be
peace.
not still on your
And
house.
be not still on your
For
house.
lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a token.
thy enemies make a
That
token.
they that hate thee,
And they that hate
have
thee
lifted up the
have
head.
lifted up the
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy
And
people.
consulted
And consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden
They have
ones.
said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off.
and let us cut them off.
Being the nation,
Being the
that
nation,
the name of
that
Israel
the name of
may
Israel
be no one remembered.
be no more
They
remembered.
have consulted
That
together
they have consulted
with
together
one consent.
with one
They have
consent.
confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of
and
Edom
the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
the Moab,
the Moab,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre,
with the inhabitants of
as
Tyre,
also is joined with them.
as is also joined with them.
They have opened the children of
They
Lot.
have opened the children of Salah,
Salah, you unto them,
you unto them,
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to
and the
Japan,
prophet
as the
Kisan,
brook of
which
Kisan,
perished at
which
Endor.
perished at
They
Endor.
became as dung for the
They
earth.
became as dung for the
Make their
earth.
nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like a
and
rat,
like Zahir.
and like Zahir. Yea,
All their princes,
all their princes,
as a fox,
as a fox,
as a
and as a Huna,
said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of the Most High possession.
the houses of the Most High possession, O my power,
Make them like a wheel.
make them like a
As the
wheel,
stubble before the wind.
as the stubble before the
As the
wind,
fire burneth they wood.
as the fire burning for
And as the
wood,
flame sets the mountains on fire.
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
Persecute them.
So persecute
with thy
them
tempest.
with thy
And
tempest,
make them afraid.
and make them
With
afraid
thy storm.
with thy storm,
Fill their faces with shame.
and fill their faces with
That they
shame,
may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name. O
Let
Yahweh,
them be confounded.
let them be
In
confounded,
trouble forever.
in trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea,
Let them be put to shame.
let them be put to shame, in perish,
And men may know
that men may know
that thou,
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High,
art the Most High
over
all the earth.
So be it.
So be it. This is lessons for the power structure in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka
Wa
Allah.
Alahaya.
Wa Alahaya.
Tazbiyah.
Tazab Ya'ah.
Alawak Yahweh.
Alawak Yahweh.
Asarani.
Asarani.
Akwat is a
Akwat
young.
is a young.
Aka Yayo.
Aka Yayo.
Wa Akwat.
Wa Akwat.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa Hashem
Wa
Yahshua.
Hashem Yahshua.
Wada Amon.
Wa Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Mayakala.
And Mayakala.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Commanding General
The
Yahweh.
generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers. And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Virgin. Let Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you,
King
Yahweh.
of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and
all
earth.
things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and
Send
curses.
evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against
That
us.
speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and
And
destruction.
punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasures.
Shake loose the treasures.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the
That
school.
refuse to give to the
Force
school.
their riches.
Force their riches.
Went into thy
Came
sanctuary.
into thy
Send
sanctuary.
evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and
And
destruction.
punishment and
To
destruction.
the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court
The
system.
court system.
The prison
The
system.
prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned
All
Parenthood.
the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our
African
enemies.
synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and all.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam. Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinhead. Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus.
The Gay Movement.
The gay movement.
Lesbian
The
movement.
lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
That's the space program.
That's the space program.
Army. Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And the airways.
Cable access channel.
Cable access
and
channel.
the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Break the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Of any of thy people.
Of any of thy
that
people.
seek to stop us.
They seek to stop us.
Brings with destruction.
And brings with
To
destruction
the heathen.
to the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Try to stop
Will
us.
try to stop us.
From broadcasting your words.
From broadcasting your
throughout
words
planet Earth.
throughout the planet
Let
Earth.
them solve the plague.
Let them solve the plague.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro
Through the earth.
through the earth
And consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plague.
Let the plague
Shake the house of the thief.
take the house of the
And the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh
Bayaka Allah.
Come
Come
down with the flying saucer.
down with the flying
And
saucer.
punish all the heathens.
Punish all the heathens.
Come up against us.
Come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy
Cause
word.
it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels.
That is the
That has
angels
done
that
it.
have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread
Through the media.
through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake as they coming.
Cause them to shake as they coming.
In the name of Yahweh
In the
Shai.
name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always.
Always.
So be it.
So be it. This is blessed Israel in Hebrew, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Rakuna.
Rakuna.
Wayesha Allah. Mahavayah.
Mahavayah.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
The Wada Amon.
What am I? The English, what we said was Yahweh. In
Yahweh.
the name of Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us
And Israel.
and Israel
And the school.
and the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
all of Israel.
all of Israel.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Next. Sar. Sister Yeshua. In Israel, one courtesy salute. In Israel, I Majim Shabbat, I Majim Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Brakatah.
Abba Hashem Yashab Rakatam, Yatim Bitar, Sar, Sisters Aman. In Israel, one courtesy salute to the sisters. In Israel, I Majim Shabbat, I Majim Barak,
Yahweh Shema Alatah Hashem Yahushua.
Yatim Bitar, dismissed. Alright, so just one more thing I gotta. So today also begins the Feast of First Fruits, okay? It's 7 Sabbaths or 50 days, and on June the 20th, is when we'll have that Holy Convocation, okay? So understand the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread also begins, once we do the service, sundown, also starts the Feast of First Fruits, but the Holy Convocation is on June 20th. With that, shalom.